What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was, it's not really an original idea of mine or original thought. I heard it when I was listening to an Alan Watts lecture, right? But I just found it so interesting and so thought-provoking that I wanted to share it with you, all right? So when I was listening to the lecture, Alan started talking about uh, this idea that, like, okay, if you are wearing clothes that fit you perfectly, then you're unaware of your clothing. If you're wearing clothes that don't fit you very well, you're going to constantly be noticing your clothes and having to adjust them here and there or whatever. You know what I mean? You're always tugging on your clothes or trying to move around a little bit to get more comfortable in your clothes. You're aware of your clothes, right? If you're wearing shoes that fit you well, you'll be unaware of your shoes. But if your shoes are 2 sizes too big, you're going to be able to tell. You're constantly going to be aware of this, that your shoes are not fitting well, right? If your ears are working fine, then you can't hear your ears. But if your ears have a problem, you might hear some ringing or something like this, right? If your eyes are working perfectly fine, you won't see your eyes. But if your eyes begin to develop an issue, you might have blurred vision, or you might see specks or speckles in your vision, spots or something like this, right? And so in the same sense, Alan Watts says that the perfect form of man is unaware of himself. He's not getting in his own way, okay? And I think that that's a very interesting idea. That's something that I struggle with. I always feel like I'm getting in my own way. I always feel like life has sort of like this path for me, but I'm always fighting against it and making it harder than it has to be, or something like this, right? Or I'm always putting a lot of pressure on myself and experiencing a lot of anxiety over what I should be doing or what I need to be doing, what is going to improve me, and all of these thoughts right here. And it's not like this is an unhealthy thing, right? But it's like, if I was in perfect working order, I'd be out of my way. I wouldn't even be able to tell I was here. I wouldn't be asking all of these questions and and things like this. You know what I mean? There's something there, right? A person who doesn't get in their own way. We really love animals, right? Especially animals like dogs and cats. And a lot of people really like kids. Kids are special, right? And it's because they don't really have this solid sense of self, right? Kids, they're kind of like a dog like this, right? Like, they greet you at the door like they haven't seen you in years. They act silly. They don't question themselves, okay? That's the main point. They don't question themselves. They're not worried about what looks good or what looks silly and what doesn't. They're not questioning themselves. They're simply in the moment. They're being authentic and genuine in everything that they do, when they sing and when they dance, when they laugh, when they cry, when they're hurt. They just let it all out. You know what I mean? And we spend, as parents, a lot of our times trying to beat that shit out of our kids. Like, stop, it's inappropriate. When you're out in public, we don't do this, we don't do that. You know what I mean? But there's a certain type of charisma that an authentic person has, that a genuine person has, that's attractive. Okay, it's a very attractive quality, authenticity. And you see it, like when you see another person, they're out there, they're like dancing, and they're having a good time. They're not worried about the world, bro. They're just freely expressing themselves. And we feel it. We're like, dang, they're kind of making me want to dance a little bit. I kind of want to get out here and get out of my shell too, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about them. You're like, dang, I wish I could do that. And I know you, as this spiritually awakened person, right? You have looked out into the world and seen these people who are still, quote unquote, sleeping, and been a little bit jealous. Been like, I wish I could just, like, not think about anything anymore and just Be free. There's nothing stopping you, brother or sister. There's nothing stopping you from doing that except for you. You're in your own way, right? And that's why I wanted to bring this up to you, this Alan Watts quote that in a perfect form of man, man is unaware of himself, okay? He's not getting in his own way. He's almost completely transparent. Huh? Anyway, man, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.